we speak right now, and I'll say this publicly, as we speak right now, the UK is trying to put me in jail.
So an arrest warrant has been issued to the Bucharest authorities. The brothers have been arrested. They deny, as they've always done, those UK charges. These allegations are old allegations that were examined by UK police as far back as 2012 and were eventually dismissed by the Crown Prosecution Service. So nothing came of those allegations that were investigated over a decade ago by UK police. But the lawyers for the brothers say this morning that those allegations have been resurrected into much more serious allegations that have now been laid against the brothers. And I think the position is now that they're waiting for a Bucharest court to decide whether it's going to act on this UK warrant, and that throws up the possibility of an extradition, I suppose, to the UK, but that's very unlikely to happen all the time that charges are still active against the brothers in Romania. The lawyers have said that this is a bewildering move by the UK authorities. The brothers are dismayed and deeply troubled. So we should know in the next 24 hours whether any action is going to be taken by the Romanian authorities.
This is part of the propaganda campaign because the UK is now ramping up its legal attack on me and they want to put me in jail for some reason because Romania has failed. So now they're going to try. So they're going to try and poison public mind first, which makes it another thing interesting. And we're going to say this on the podcast because why not? People say to me, oh, you're in Romania, you're going through the Romanian legal system. Isn't that scary? Do you think it's corrupt? And I say, well, the Romanian legal system is not as politically charged as the West. Do I have a fairer shot in a UK court where members of parliament discuss how I am dangerous and should be in jail?
I mean, they've already banned you from schools and stuff like that.
Do I get a fair trial in England? Tell me. I walk into the English court, trial, judge, law, because that's not subjective at all, of course. And I walk in there and members of parliament are saying I'm dangerous and the news is saying I'm dangerous and the BBC is saying I'm dangerous and everyone's saying I should go to jail. And I stand there in front of the judge and said, I haven't done anything. Yeah, but you're Andrew Tate jail. What?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Do I get a fair shot in England?
Yeah.
I doubt it. The BBC were begging me for an interview. I don't need any of these people. The only reason I even sat down with the BBC is because they were begging me. I can go and just say my own words and get plenty of views, right? But the whole time I was in jail, they were begging me for an interview. Can we speak to him on the phone? Maybe you can give an interview from jail. Can we have an interview? Please, 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 please. And I was saying, why do I want to talk to the BBC? And the BBC were saying, no, we don't want to do a hit piece. We want to come across, we want to be impartial.
This is what they're telling me.
This is what they're telling me. We want to be impartial. We believe there's a side of the story that hasn't been told. We're really interested in some of the, let's say, what's the word? I don't want to get this wrong. Inconsistencies in the Romanian justice system. We're very interested in his side of the story. There's been enough hit pieces. We want to tell the other side. We want to hear Andrew Tate's story. And I said no, on repeat. Then they sent me a list of questions. I didn't even ask for a list of questions. That's not who I am. I don't have to script. I never asked for a list of questions. They sent me a list of questions. Here's what we're going to ask. It's about his mental health. It's about the Romanian justice system. It's about the fact he hasn't been charged. His liberty's been deprived. All this stuff. And I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. Maybe it's a bit interesting. And the Matrix is obviously printing lies about me. And these are some interesting questions from the Matrix for the first time ever. Okay. They walk in here all smiles and happy, all smiley faces trying to take me off guard. I already had my list of questions, right? It's all going to be nice and easy. I sit down and they instantly attack me. They put the cameras on first and they attack me, expecting me to stutter and make a fool of myself. It's kind of like they tried to sucker punch me. I'm in the club and they're my friends shaking my hand and they tried to hit me and knock me out. And this is the thing that's so amazing about it. Yes, I destroyed the BBC, but of course I did because I'm smarter than all of them. But why should I have to rely on my wit and intellect to destroy BBC with their research team and their plan? Their deliberate plan to try and annihilate not only my credibility, but my life. They are trying to put me back in jail, these people. They're not dishonest. They're genuinely evil, and they don't give a shit. And so why should I even sit there and entertain them? I believe I could slip every single sucker punch they throw at me for the rest of human time. I could sit with any of these clowns, and no matter who they sit with their research team, whatever garbage they come up with, I'll make a fool of all of them. But why am I even entertaining them anymore? What's the point? BBC will talk about how I said something 8 years ago on a video that got 100 views that could be misunderstood by young boys and is dangerous. I do not believe there is any 15-year-old boy on the planet who is finding 8-year-old videos with 100 views watching him an hour long, taking out 3 seconds of it, putting it into his brain, ignoring the rest, and then becoming a bad person. The only reason these boys even hear these clips is because the BBC continue to use them in an attempt to slander me. So who's really poisoning their minds? It could be long gone, like it's old, and it's out of context. The BBC are incessant on trying to prove I'm a bad person, so they're doing the exact thing they're accusing me of doing.
Why did you let the BBC and Vice in your house, though?
Yeah, so they were...
Do you regret that?
I don't regret it because I destroyed them so badly. But I was certainly suspicious of them. And I knew they were going to try something, but they lied to me. But I would never say I trusted them, but they lied to me. They told me they were going to come and ask me questions about my mental health, and they sat me down and attacked me in an attempt to slander my name with a big setup. And they wanted to talk to me for 2 hours and find 3 minutes of me making a mistake or stuttering or not being able to answer a question and use it against me to slander my name like they've always been doing. But I made a complete fool of them. And that scares me also because that's their primary weapon is the media. And if you continue to destroy the media, they're going to find other weapons, which is scary to me. Now they've moved on to the judicial system. We'll see what happens after that. But I let them in, not because I trusted them, but I thought, you know what, after all these months in jail and the fact they're asking me questions about my mental health, and this is my first time talking to the Matrix in a very long time, this might be an interesting conversation. And I was wrong. So instead, I had to teach them all a lesson. I made fools of them. Like, I made absolute clowns of them. They should have just asked me interesting questions. Lucy, the very intelligent BBC reporter, said, word for word, "You have a Bugatti and a cigar, and that means it comes with a side order of misogyny." I said, how does having a Bugatti and a cigar come with a side order of misogyny?
And you can order misogyny on the side?
Looks like it. It's like a sauce. And she repeated it because she couldn't. Yeah, you have a Bugatti and a cigar, and it comes with a side order of misogyny. So I was like, but
They're not sending their best.
Yeah, I don't think they have any best, to be honest. But the point they're making, what she doesn't realize she's making, because she's not smart enough, but what she wanted to say, but she couldn't say in a way which sounded negative, is financial freedom is required to a degree to resist. The reason I'm also disliked is because I'm financially successful. If I was broke, they wouldn't care what I say. But I inspire young men, all of my fans, to become wealthy. There are still 30% of people out there who believe this. And these people sit there and go, yeah, he's a human trafficker. I think he's a human trafficker because the BBC told me. Oh, the BBC told you. Oh, well, it must be true. Andrew Tate became the most famous, most Googled man in the world speaking against government and authority. But they didn't put him in jail for that. They put him in jail because of TikTok, because he's a human trafficker. There are people that stupid. They didn't understand. They don't understand that we are symbols of resistance against the Matrix. And doing what they thought would humiliate us only emboldened us and our fans and our supporters and made us stronger than ever before. Nobody believes it. Everybody knew it was a fucking lie. All you did was prove me right. All you did was say Andrew was right to the entire world. So, very much like my brother has just pertinently stated, I will not wear a dress. And if you want to arrest me, you can set the cameras up and arrest me again. And I will walk past with pride because all I'm doing is displaying to the world that I refuse to sell my soul, that my sanity and my principles are not for sale because I am a man of pride and bravery. I don't give a shit. If you think that makes me look bad, makes him look like a criminal. We're all criminals because we don't buy into this shit. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Fuck your perp walk. Give it to me. Do it again. I don't care. But the fact that it was set up deliberately in an attempt to humiliate us and damage our reputation. This whole thing has been a Matrix attack that begun the same day we rejected that sponsorship offer. It was after rejecting that sponsorship offer that the MSM turned on us and started attacking us endlessly. It was after that that we lost all of our social medias. It was after that that we got arrested and all this garbage came.